Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. We're going to dive right back into Elite Zoo South. There is a lot of work to do today. I'm very excited for today's session as we continue to develop our brand new enclosure. The plan is to dive into the time-lapse more or less right away. I mean, when I say that, I usually mean like within the first, 10-20 minutes we're going to dive into our time-lapse. Basically, I'm more or less just waiting for the sun to rise, I think, before we dive into it. There's some stuff I want to touch on before we kick off the time-lapse, but not too much at all. So yeah, more or less at the beginning of this episode, we should be seeing our time-lapse and hopefully completing our new enclosure, the ring-tailed lemur enclosure. Got a lot of wonderful feedback in the comments of the previous episode. Just want to touch on something really quickly with regards to that, folks. Again, some of you will remember this from the last time I mentioned it, but just as a reminder and just to notify those of you that don't already know this, when I read comments, what I do is I read through them twice. The first time is as they kind of come through, I read through the comments to see what people are saying, how people are feeling. And then the second time around, I read through and you'll have noticed I like reply to or I leave likes on comments and things like that. And I take notes. That's my read these comments just before I record, take notes, and then I can respond to them while recording. Unfortunately, just because of timing and circumstances, I wasn't able to do that second reading of last session's comments before I dive into today's episode. Just wanted to mention that so that, because, if it feels like something you said gets missed or anything like that, now you know why. So I apologize for that, but I wanted to make sure, of course, that I was able to get an episode out tonight. But in order to do that, alongside a lot of other stuff that's going on right now, I had to unfortunately skip that comment reading, that second comment reading that I like to do. I will still read all of your comments. However, if you want to re-express yourself, don't hesitate to leave another comment, the same comment, down below over here as well. I don't mind. It's perfectly fine. But I just want to let you know again, because you might be wondering, hey, but I mentioned a thing, and why isn't Party talking about it? Well, that's why, because of circumstances. So with that said, we can celebrate the success with the community challenge. Howling Harmony Community Challenge complete. Congratulations! Thanks to your contribution towards the community challenge, you have finished in the top 35% of players and have earned a silver award. Click below to claim your award. Wait, did we really drop from our? Oh no, silver as in second. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and say claim. I should be getting 2 animals. Wonderful. Okay, that means I was worried that it said silver, and I remember seeing the gold animal icons in the actual reward screen, and I was like, wait, did we get dropped by a couple of ranks in the last possible moment? Because I saw last session we were at 100% completion and we were still at that second highest tier. I think it was. I guess that's what it means by silver, the second highest tier. That makes sense. Good job, Party. All right, we have. I mean, this is actually not bad. Indian elephant and a Baird's tapir. Indian elephant obviously doesn't belong to Elite Zoo South, but at Elite Zoo North we do have the Indian elephant enclosure. We could drop our rewarded Indian elephant off up there in an upcoming session. And with regards to the Baird's tapirs, I mean, we have them at Elite Zoo North, we have them at Elite Zoo South as well. We'll probably use this rewarded Baird's tapir at Elite Zoo South. But that's good to see. I mean, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at these guys, actually. Rewards. We do have quite a few rewards now as well. I mean, we've got, there's our Baird's tapir. Really good stats, actually. Female. Really good stats. What do we have right now in terms of Baird's tapirs? Let's go ahead and unpause just so time can move forward a little bit. I might just take us to noon or something so the lighting is better. But for now, let's just keep things unpaused. We can allow things to move while I take a look at what we have here right now. I believe Atsi is pretty good in terms of stats, is she not? Yeah, she's amazing. In fact, she's in some ways better than our reward. So that's kind of funny. But when she inevitably passes away, we'll have our rewarded Baird's tapir to replace her. And apart from that, Rishi, two Indian elephants, it seems like. Both males of very high genetic quality. We also have this Nile Monitor and Nyala here from previous rewards. We'll be unleashing them into Elite Zoo South relatively soon. But yeah, cool. I'm pretty happy that we took part in that challenge and that we helped accomplish it. Definitely feels. Oh yes. Oh, time for a handshake. I want to see if they actually shake their hands or if I just misread it the first time. I think I just misread it the first time. The handshake would be hilarious, though. But yeah, sorry. I'm definitely happy that we took part in that. Oh. We actually dropped down to this level over here. That's weird. Still got 2 animals, though. Still got 2 animals. Nonetheless, I'm happy to have contributed as much as I did, and I'm glad we managed to accomplish the task as a whole. It's about the community, not just about individual success here. More research completed over here. That's not all we got to research, though. We should maybe get... who do we have over here? Rather, where do we have you? There we go. Ring-tailed lemur. Let's get Lucy Meg researching the ring-tailed lemur so we can get some more, you know, education bonuses and stuff like that out of the enclosure over here. We're really hoping to see guests. Oh yeah, okay. Well, this is good. They are starting to pop up over here. Of course, we need our education boards and things like that if we want to take, well, not just full advantage of the circumstances, but also... You see the ball drop? That's hilarious. They're playing up top over there, I guess. But yeah, we want to make sure that the guests are, you know, getting everything they need to get from this enclosure over here. There's the speaker as well. Not speaker didn't come through. Not a problem. Go ahead and copy you, buddy. Don't stand through the glass. Put you down over here. Make sure you are properly set to the right animal, if I could select you. And let's make sure the volume is properly set as well. We don't want the overlapping. Let's go ahead and do this kind of a thing. Let's go ahead and drop the volume over here a little bit. There we go. Cool. I like that. I think we'll tweak this a little bit. I just want to make sure we got something down there. We do have the donation bin up over here. I like the all black. It works for the ring-tailed lemur as well, though we could swap it out for black and white stripes. Can I put... Yeah, down over here. We will go ahead and change you to black and white stripes. Black and off-white stripes, I should say. Again, to reflect the ring-tailed lemur. Sun is rising now. That's good to see. Aquila over here about to have some offspring. I'm taking a nap right now, so almost definitely not in the middle of having a baby. But, cool. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to, like, check all the boxes in my head before we dive into this time lapse. The sun is rising. Again, I don't mind changing the time of day as well to just dive into it. But what else needs talking about? I've touched on the comments situation. Again, I do apologize for that. I try to stay on top of that as much as possible, but of course, don't want to do it at the expense of an episode releasing. And again, I will still read through all the comments. Fear not. I just wanted to make sure that was that you can rest assured about that. What else have we got? So we talked about that. We've touched on our rewards, which I was really excited to talk about, and I'm glad to see that the results are actually something we can use more or less immediately. I mean, in the very near future, we'll be getting the Nyalas and the Nile monitors in as well. But in the not so near future, I suppose, we'll be getting that Baird's tapir in at Pachamama's garden. God, still. I think adding that for episode 50 was definitely the right call. All right, folks, I think this is well lit enough, actually. Oh, look at that. Looks so nice. I really like this roof. And I actually got a couple of suggestions with regards to how we can solve the roof problem that I'm excited to experiment with and try out. So how about... oh, look at that. Look at the way the light just peeks through. It's... I have to keep this roof like this. I can't resist that temptation. It just looks so good. It just looks so good. Right? But we'll figure the transition out. You know, I do think this is actually just about bright enough to dive into our time lapse. So without any more time wasted, a quick look at how guests are using both sets of trains. It just makes me so happy to see this idea actually, you know, paying dividends, I suppose. What are you doing over here? You trying to enter from the exit? That's not how this works, buddy. This is not how this works. I barely queued at all. Well, yes, that's correct. You barely queued because you're over here, not over here. What are you doing? Weird. Anyway, folks, sorry, got distracted there, but no more time to waste. Very curious where most of the action is going to take place in today's time lapse, actually. But anyway. As I'm about to drop into the time lapse, animal has escaped. These lemurs, how did you escape? What possibly let you escape? Climbed up over here. You shouldn't be able to get... What's connected over here? Oh, did you, like, clip through one of these? Come on, game. Don't, why would you, why? Why is that an option? Well, solving that is a part of our time lapse, I suppose. Folks, for real now, it's time lapse time. All right, folks, we solve many things beyond just this one climbing or clipping mishap, I suppose I should call it. It's the first thing we do, but this time lapse is quite the undertaking. We accomplish a fair bit out of it. We check a handful of boxes that came up not just during the creation of this enclosure, but also just in general over the course of the last handful of sessions. Many of you had mentioned, you know, as I touched on last session, like it would be good to have a connection from Darwin's Den up to the train stations up over here, so we work on that as well. Like, there's a lot going on this time lapse. Thinking back on it and actually looking at this space in its current state, completely throwing me off right now just how much we accomplish over the course of this time lapse. But yeah, first order of business is the weird clipping that was happening. It's really unfortunate that it works like that because, as you can see, as a result of that, now I'm not upset about what this space looks like as a result of that, but I am upset about the fact that I had to like fiddle with clipping through the walls and, you know, fitting all the pieces properly. It's just like, this is not what I had in mind going into the time lapse today. I would much rather have had that time dedicated to the other big ticket items, the other big projects that I know are a part of this time lapse, but no, because the animals are able to clip through, I have to go ahead and make this little adjustment here. Now, to be fair, it does lead to some very positive end results. I'm actually quite happy with what that little what should we call it? Unfortunate circumstance has resulted in. Let's put it that way. Well, what I'm doing here actually is establishing a planter on the other side as well. Again, just because of how these shapes curve, because of their set lengths and set sizes, you know, I have to work around those limitations. But, you know, embracing those limitations and turning those limitations into opportunities is like half the fun. It's also half the source of frustration, but it's also half the fun. And over here, the end result I'm really quite pleased with, because again, that green and that kind of like orangish, brownish, reddish tone, like it works really nicely. You know, those are contrasting colors. Yes, orangish, brownish, reddish is a color. That is the official name for it. But it works so nicely. It makes the space a lot more striking. And so, you know, as much as I was a little frustrated at the clipping, it did result in a rather positive end result. So that's pretty good. Down over here, meanwhile, oh man, it's weird looking at this space actually, because we change it so much. Obviously, the core structure of it stays somewhat similar. Like the trains are still above the space. The overall shape of the gorilla-facing side is still pretty much the same, but this otherwise, like, functionally and structurally changes rather significantly. I extend the planter over here for one, putting it on both sides of the wall. I thought that'd be a nice way to, you know, again, see the clipping that's happening, see the size restrictions, but use that to my advantage to make a rather, what I think is actually a rather pretty space. And then over here, I mean, this is another massive change. Oh, this isn't even it. So one thing I had to do was move where the habitat entrance was for our keepers, which is what I was working on earlier and what I'm working on again over here. You can see just trying to like tuck it in there because there's like that perfect space, which would, I think, work rather nicely. You can see the animal has escape warning pop up because we got rid of the entrance. Another one of those little things, I guess. No big deal. It's not like a super dangerous animal or anything, so we're fine there. In fact, I mean, guests can enter the habitat, so we're more than okay. But yeah, re-established a new point of entry for our keepers. I feel like that works a lot better. It tucks into the architecture a lot more nicely. It doesn't kind of stick out like a sore thumb. It doesn't feel like we had to work around it. It feels integrated into the space. Let's put it that way. I think is the best way to express what I'm going for there. Here, we're establishing the barrier in a way that covers the region a little bit larger than I'm actually going to let the animals roam in. It just makes it easier when I'm putting down architectural pieces and whatnot. Doing the same again. It's so it's so, and I apologize for this, but there's no really two ways around this. It's so messy to look at because there's so much packed in this space. It's a very efficient, arguably, use of space, but it does result in things looking a little messy at times when we're like zipping by and there's all these like wooden structures and beams and supports going around. But anyway, this is a big change. We've actually gone ahead and made this into a walkthrough enclosure. I felt like, you know what, it's actually much bigger now. It's not as claustrophobic as I was initially concerned about. We've got this huge space in the back, and I don't want the animals to just hide there at all times. So why not go ahead and make this a walkthrough enclosure? Now this actually ends up killing 2 birds with 1 stone, as you'll find out shortly. Right now I'm just trying to adjust this entry to make it line up a bit more nicely with the stores and whatnot, but the game is just refusing to let it work that way. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. I'm happy with where it was to begin with, and in fact, again, after the time lapse, actually, I'll touch on how I intend to embrace that quote-unquote issue as well. And here again, building a nice like round space in the middle. I like my giant circles, I suppose, and making some adjustments here as well to make sure again that the animals are not able to escape too easily. I'm really happy with the overall like textures and colors and shapes of this enclosure. And so in many ways, I'm actually very glad that we were able to expand a little bit further and expand that look a little bit further. It is one of the comments I read, I believe it was 2 sessions ago now, was about how this is unlike any of the structures that I've ever built before, and I agree. It's a lot more curvy. It's a lot more rounded. It's a lot like it's less. I don't want to say it's less geometric because obviously arcs are geometry as well, but it's less hard edges. It's less rigid in its structure. It's a bit more fluid. It's a bit more, I don't know, like it blends into the space a bit more nicely. I definitely feel like this is one of my this is definitely a construction that stands out as different from the others, and I'm really quite pleased with it overall. There's a couple things that I feel like I'd like to revisit or look to improve, and then some of that stuff I will be touching on after the time lapse as well, but overall really quite pleased with how it all comes together. Here you can see again just making adjustments to the barrier to try and make sure the animals are enclosed in the space. Feel free to guess if any animal escapes happen after the time lapse. Go ahead and just take a guess. Not dropping any hints or anything, but here you can see, I think I mentioned this earlier, when I made this a walkthrough enclosure, it ends up, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're about to see the second bird. Rather than just make it a one-way walkthrough, gonna take something that we did way back at Litsu North with the Giant Galapagos tortoise enclosure, and make it a walkthrough. Like you go in one way, you go out the other, and gonna use that to integrate with Darwin's Den and make the connection to Darwin's Den that we were talking about previously. Works, well, not right now. It doesn't work very nicely right now, but after we massage it a little bit, it works quite nicely. I will be building an elevator as well for it. I don't get to that this time lapse, unfortunately, but in this space over here, right next to the washroom, right where these rocks were, we can go ahead and put down the elevator. That way it's, again, super easy access. If you need to use the washroom, you need to go to the stores, you need to visit the rest of the South America section, or you want to go up to the trains or begin your journey into Africa West. It's a very kind of, in my opinion at least, sort of centralized location for an elevator. So we're going to actually adjust the pathing over here to make sure I can edit the terrain. I make the gap for it to make sure that it'll fit in this space before I commit to it. But I don't actually get around to building the elevator itself. I don't want to just copy and paste the one that we built at Camp Capuchin. That feels kind of lazy and cheap, and I don't want to do that. I don't like either of those descriptors for myself. So I'm actually going to build something a little custom over here. Maybe try and make it fit the space aesthetic a bit more. Well, I like what we did at Camp Capuchin, where it's like it fits the aesthetic of the space, but it also is a modern structure. It's, full glass and whatnot. So I might try and do something similar over here as well. Although, of course, being in a glass structure going through layers of dirt isn't as interesting. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure some ideas will strike me, and I'll see how we can make it an interesting elevator ride. But yeah, now again, making some adjustments to the interiors, making some adjustments to these gateways, and trying to make it all fit a bit more nicely. Man, lots of plans for the space as well. I mean, I'll touch on it right now, but I mentioned this after the time lapse as well. But my thinking is that we're going to make this this first section, sort of an interior zone. So we have like the gorilla facing section, which is like, you know, the balcony, if you will. Then we're gonna have a little interior section. We'll have some education boards and whatnot. And then we have like this section over here with the giant circle path as the backyard, if you will. And we'll decorate it as such, and the animals will be able to explore it and enjoy it as such. This over here, again, this is the thing, right? With limited lengths and whatnot, sometimes I have to explore options that maybe I otherwise would rather not. Again, happy with the end result, but I end up making a little planter in that little corner where I couldn't fit anything else. Also up over here, putting down a like a second layer planter as well. Again, working on my flora skills over here, right? So feel free to give me your feedback, your thoughts. I feel like we could do with some more variety for sure, but at this point in time, the time lapse was certainly overstaying its welcome. So I was like, well, let's get an idea down over here. And when I do a beauty pass in the area, I'll bring in some more vibrance, some more colors. There are some varieties that I can bring in to add a bit more, you know, add a splash of color and to add, you know, the word for it, variety to the area. But here again, you can see another planter being put down. Again, just really actually quite enjoying the space, enjoying the variety of planters and stuff like that. Like it's all, I feel like it's handled pretty differently from my usual, so I always feel good when I can walk away from a construction feeling like that, from a time-lapse feeling like that. One last order of business over here is a rooftop garden, as was suggested in the comments of the previous episode. I do a little bit of the work over here, and the rest of it we're going to have to leave for next time. That wasn't because of time, really. It was because I wasn't exactly sure how I want to tackle it, but I do have some ideas that I'll touch on after the time lapse with regards to this space and what's left to do with it. I hope you all enjoyed this time lapse, though I certainly did. A lot of progress across a lot of facades, but that is it for the time lapse. It's time now to go back to a regular speed and continue our adventures. All right, folks, we are back from the time lapse, and I am overall pretty satisfied with everything we accomplished during that time lapse. I mean, this is a massive construct, as some of these recent time lapses have been, or involved, I suppose. I mean, I'm thinking back onto some of our other, you know, really involved spaces. This kind of, despite it starting as a relatively small enclosure, the space itself is a pretty varied one. I mean, again, we've got, you know, 2 enclosures sort of encased in this small space, you know, just in terms of overall surface area. There's a lot of overlapping going on, so we've got that going on. We've got the train station going on, and now we've upgraded this, I guess we'd call it an upgrade or a side grade, suppose, to a walkthrough, because I feel like the walkthrough works really quite nicely. Initially I was like, well, I don't want this tight space to be a walkthrough because there's not much to do. It's already pretty, you know, claustrophobic. But now we have this space back over here where there's still, of course, a fair bit of work that needs doing. I mean, this terrain didn't want to edit for some reason, so I want to find, I mean, I know what the reason is. It's because this train station is too low. Now, without deleting this train station, I want to find a way to solve this problem so that I don't have to, you know, reinvent the wheel, basically, and do something from scratch where it's entirely unnecessary. Will you remove you? Yes, please, thank you. Yeah, sorry, it was bothering me. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit better. But yeah, we'll need to work on this. I have some plans for what I want to do in terms of a bit of a mini roof area over here and some benches over here or something like that. Maybe this is where the education boards happen as well, so people can learn about, you know, deforestation and all that kind of stuff as they come in. That would, you know, build a structure that we could encase this entire area with. And then as you move forward over here, we're going to want to build some custom decorative elements, I think, for these pillars and supports as well. But overall, the animals should be having a rather wonderful time running around, a lot more room to explore. They can still get up over here where they can do all their climbing, where they can get their food and stuff like that. So guests who are over here will be able to... I removed the entrance, so the education has been unassigned. So yeah, the animals will come in over here for their food and water, and that means guests will be able to see them over here. Meanwhile, out over here, I need to like find a way to make this stuff work over here, because it's bothering me a lot. Oh. Now that it's not hidden behind a wall. I mean, there's a couple ways to do this, actually. There's a couple ways to tuck this stuff away. I wonder if pulling this down does the trick. Kind of, sort of. Blends in here nicely, but on the other side, I have to go ahead and expand this. My apologies. Would have done this in the time lapse, but I obviously didn't notice it in the time lapse. I mean, there's so many moving parts, and it's also such a condensed space that I was, you know, I'm sure you noticed in the time lapse time and time again, I was like going back to things that I thought were complete, but they weren't, because there was still, you know, little adjustments to make or little tweaks to make. There we go. I like that, actually. Gotta adjust this a slight bit here. Make sure the seam is at the right spot, like that. What happens on the other side here? Do you stick out a little bit? Barely noticeable, but like we know it exists. You know, it's one of those issues. How about now? Is that? Oh yeah, that's good. That's actually tucked into the wall. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Yeah, that hides the ugliness there as well. And if we want to, we can extend that upwards. I don't think we need to though. So there we go. That works nicely. Probably do something about the underside of this footpath as well at some point, just to, again, further decorate this element, or this space, I should say. But pretty happy overall with the layout over here. Honestly, spent more time sorting this stuff out than I'd anticipated, but that's sort of always the case. And I managed to at least get back in and add the rooftop garden and whatnot. Though I do still need to create an underside to most of it. We don't have to worry as much about seams anymore, which is nice. But I do have to figure out how to build the under. Like the actual, you know, structure down there. Right now it's all floating. I'm fine with that for today, for now, but maybe during a beauty pass I'll be able to finish that off. I think during a beauty pass is when we'll finish most of the rest of this off. Right now I want to make sure the animals are still enjoying the space, they're able to walk through the space, and that our guests are able to walk through the space as well. Also, we will be building a, elevator. Almost said a lift. It's been a while since I've used the word lift. And now I'm just thinking back to when I was talking about using the word lift for, you know, Camp Capuchin. Look at the distance, man. Holy, this is a giant zoo. But yeah, we're going to want to put a, an elevator down over here. And that will allow guests to come up over here without using the stairs. We'll obviously move this bin over a little bit. Be able to walk up over here, take the elevator over here, and go back up over here. Check out the walkthrough exhibit. Pop out this way, pop out this way. You can go over here and get up to the train if you so desire, or you come through the. Oh, hang on a second. What's happened here? Must have deleted this by mistake at one point. I'm glad I came across this randomly, I suppose. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, game. Ah, come on now. Come on now. It's not too uneven. You were here. You were here before. Man. That's frustrating. Don't flatten. I'll take it. I'll take it. Over here as well. Looks like we've got a bit of a break. I don't know when I ended up deleting these, but must have been while I was making all these adjustments. There was a lot of little adjustments going on, right? Must have clicked through the terrain or something. But all right, fair enough. What else was I looking at? Right, that's one path. The other is you come out the enclosure. You decide to go this way instead to take a look at the gorillas. You can go this way. You can go up this way to get to the train. All right, cool. So that's all connected. I quite like this area, actually. I quite like the way we've connected it down to Darwin's Den as well. Again, once I get the elevator in, I'll feel 100% satisfied with that. But yes, I think what we'll do then is next session, we'll do a little beauty pass where we can get this done, where we can get these little things over here done, and we can feel a bit more accomplished about this space. I still want to do something for the station. I don't know if we'll be able to do that in one sitting, but I do want to do something for the station as well. Of course, it's not quite complete, but we're getting there. Okay, now we've got the animals that have escaped. We've emergency captured them. We've got the other animal here as well. The welfare, well, we'll check on that after all this has been registered. I wonder as well if I want to create like a climbing. Like, I don't want them to be able to get up over here and escape from over here, obviously, but do I want to create like a little jungle gym or a lattice or a little playground kind of a thing over here so they can climb around over here as well? Need some excuses to bring the animals out over here as well. I mean, we could actually, what we could do is we could put the water down over here. Oh, what do you know? It's actually within filtration ranges. So that might be interesting. I wonder if Just, you know, breaks up the terrain a little bit, breaks up the plainness of the terrain a little bit. Go ahead and raise you over here, though. We can't have sticking out, obviously. Go. Have this little planter. Maybe it actually does end up being a fountain. Make this a little, like, pond kind of a thing, maybe. There's stuff we can do with it. Oh. There's stuff we can do with it. We're smooth. There we go. Down there. Yeah, you know, we can have like little rocks or something, make it feel like, again, if it's supposed to be like a villa, then this can kind of be its like backyard, right, or something like that. There's no interior, just a facade and a backyard. Though, I mean, we could actually build an entire interior section over here with the benches, the education boards. Oh yeah, I kind of like that actually. Yeah, it's maybe that's the next session. What do y'all think? We do the elevator. We do the little backyard space and little interior space, get all of the education boards and stuff down. Not that I'm not going to work on it at all right now either, but just thought I'd throw that out there as a thought for next session. I think otherwise we are done. We can go ahead and unpause now, and we'll see what the animals think of this space. There you are, buddy. Social. You need another adult, right? And this guy needs to be released over here. I don't know if he... Whoa. Accidental double click. Unbox, because now it's considered to not be escaped. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Move you down here, though. I want you up there. Keeper cannot reach habitat. Well, that's because, right. That's because, again, we deleted the entrance, and so that means it is now technically a new habitat. Africa West. Look how much bigger it has become. Also, look at that overlap. Again, like a little, you know, technically challenging, if you will. I like it. I enjoy challenging myself that way. I hope you all enjoy me dealing with those challenges, obviously. But pretty happy with that. Now, I believe we need another adult. Happy with the space. Not by... It's not exorbitant. It's not a ridiculously large space. Happy with the climbable area. It's also not ridiculously, you know, over the top. We can add a bit more climbing, though. Like I said, we can get a little jungle gym or something going on. Wow, guests in here already. Okay, hang on a second, folks. Hang on a second, folks. You're gonna come in already. I want to make sure we're ready for you. Got a donation bin right in the middle over here. Right. Good spot for one. We can get one like over here as well. Well, again, this is gonna be kind of like an interior space, right? What if I put one down over? You can see the snapping into the random ads underground. Put one down over here. I think that's... Honestly, I feel like that's overkill, actually. I feel like that's overkill. Maybe we put one down over here, in case they happen to see one that's all the way over there. Cool, and let's go ahead and get the education boards out as well. Am I selecting? No. Come on, both of you. Both of you. Come on. There we go. Bring the education board over here. You know what, actually, I kind of don't want the base. Where are we? Facilities. Education board. Get it to align to surface. Like that. I think that works. Be able to read it from over here. Could make it like stick out from this as well, obviously. Yeah, like assuming there's an arm back there that's holding it in place. I feel like that works. Yeah, I like that. Might want to actually build frames for it and stuff as well. If that's one, I believe we can get another one up over here. This makes perfect sense for one of these, actually. Get you over here. Oh, you know what? Realize that probably counts as an escape. Probably counts as an escape. Come on now. Why? Obstructed in this area, and I don't know why. I wonder if the hitbox on this is big enough to block it off. Nudge it over a little bit. Maybe that's big enough to block it off. We'll find out soon enough. I actually want to adjust these as well. Gotta make sure they actually, you know, fit. I like the variance in material, so I want to keep them here, but I'm just gonna go right down the middle. make it work a little bit better. There we go. The variety in material types is nice. Okay, so yeah, guests can come back here. There's education there. There's education here. The speakers. All right, I didn't end up duplicating after all. Despite all that effort. Oh, come on. Not the board. Speaker. There we go. Go ahead and pop you down over here. Go ahead and flip your color a little bit. And stay black. Oh, actually, I kind of like the black and white, but it's not really black and white. No. Not really black and white. What about the volume here? A little bit of overlap over there is not a problem. Good here. Put another one down over here. Duplicate you. Pop you down there. Good stuff. Get the education board. I think this one needs legs, actually. Because it's too far away. Guests have a limited distance that they can read, which... Oh, no, actually, you know what? We can probably put it down over here. Sorry. That looks close enough. We could actually put it down on the support over here. Make that a part of the enclosure a bit more. Okay, good stuff. Take a look at education. Yeah, a little bit of a blind spot, but not the end of the world. We might be able to tweak and adjust, and there we go. That's about as big as we're going to get it. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's actually go ahead and duplicate you. Be here as well. This is the most I've let these speakers be visible, ever. We got to make sure about that side, right? Not to have any overlapping. Could do this. Could put this on this side. And could put you... Here's what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and move you over to this side. Whoops. Over to this side, right? You're right in the middle over here. I'm gonna go ahead and get these education boards over here. Drop this down. Move forward a bit. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's move this one step over here as well. Alright. Nudge you back a little and over a little. Gotta try and keep this centered here. Feels right. Gotta change these to something else. Ecotourism, I believe, was relevant. And... I mean, climate change is always relevant. Cool. Like this overall. And we group you guys, and then let's go ahead and bring some of these pieces down. If I could... Ooh. Come on. There we go. If I could select a couple of you, bring you over here. Cannot line up properly, so I'm gonna have to kind of eyeball this. Not a problem. There we go. You know what's actually... I'm actually quite happy with this. This is turning out to be better than I had anticipated at first. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna leave it at that for now, because we still have to find a way to like cover this entire like terrain section. It really is annoying the way terrain is like, how does the game benefit from terrain not being modifiable underneath the tracks? Like how does that make the game more fun? It doesn't. Maybe I'll build some trim or something over here. We'll do something. Or like I said, like a little roof section over here, right? There's lots of solutions. It hides all this mess over here. We can actually move this a little bit closer as a result as well. I believe still no overlap. Yep, beautiful. Pop you down over here, buddy. Right up against the... Yep, there we go. Yeah, sure, let's stick out a little bit. And up the education radius. Beautiful, right at the edge there. Love it. Okay, great, 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 great. Great. Cool, okay, you know what? I'm actually liking this space a lot. We have this, we'll get the roof in there, we'll do something over here. We have this open space, it's gonna be gorgeous, it's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna have a donation bin, well, we have one already. Got our education boards and stuff. We're gonna have a, again, jungle gym or something. We'll have something here. Yeah, alright, cool. Unpause again. Feel pretty good about that. But yes, let me check. I believe we need another adult, if I'm not mistaken. And again, there's now an excuse for the animals to be inside and outside, right? I'm very happy with the enrichment. Species toy enrichment. Sure, we'll get you some new toys. Social, social, social. Yeah, we need one more adult. One more adult female, if I'm not mistaken. Up to 1 male, up to 29 females. So animal trading. Over to our Tiana here. I just need females, please. I had a feeling, just Tiana. That's too bad. These are really bad stats. But, that's fine. Come on now. They sound like cats to me. They sound like cats to me. Am I the only one? Very possible that I'm the only one. It's very possible I'm also very wrong. Because I have the game audio very quiet in the background so I can hear myself think. Sounds like cats. Vaguely. Alright. So we have a new female ringtail lemur. They're not able to escape. Let's make sure. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, the grooming. Oh, that's so cute. Now again, we're going to add the red ruffed lemurs in here as well, right? Too much grass? Oh, we can definitely fix that. You know what? Got to change this terrain. Painting, make this sand. Oh. Constructed how? Is that animal seriously too close? I've been watching, like, where are you going? What is out there? Rest of the world, buddy. There we go. Trying to see how much distance the water considers an animal to be an obstruction with. Are you seriously trapped here right now? No, okay. Good, good. He looked like he was screaming for help, but no, he was just teasing the animal because he's a child. Yes, I called the grown man a child. Move this over to here. Can you imagine spending your whole life in, like, you know, an enclosed space outside of your natural habitat and whatnot, and then also having another animal tease you? God, show some respect. Bins. I saw them holding... Serious? Oh, you know, it's not actually escaped, it's just the barriers are wrong. Not a problem. Not a problem. Just this. Gotta stop this from happening. No. No. Good stuff. Good stuff. Back over here. So many moving parts right now. We're good, we're good. Are you... Yeah, we're good. I actually want to check as well if I'm able to select one of you. Wanted to check a while ago. Habitat. Yeah, good. They're not able to... The bounding boxes, the collision boxes are large enough to stop them from getting in there. Alright, good stuff. What else do we have over here? Check that, check there. Alright, they wanted some toy enrichment items, eh? Alright, cool. Go ahead and get habitat ring-tailed lemur. Boys. Oh man, I always love the keyboard. I can almost never resist, but I'm going to this time. Get some variety in here. Animal has escaped. Did I see you just clip through the walls here? No, okay, just because it's at the edge. How did I not notice that earlier? My blind eyes. There we go. That ought to do the trick. We can see some of our staff using this path over here, so that's good. Hopefully some customers will use it as well when the time comes. And again, just to restate, I will be getting an elevator there as well, so that we stick to our accessibility challenge. But yeah, it would be impossible without stairs here. It would be impossible without stairs here. It's too steep a climb. And there's not much we can do, because it's not like we planned it, right? There's not much we can do about the steepness of that climb. This is a new idea, and I don't want to prevent ourselves from experimenting with new ideas. I want to embrace them and find how we can make it part of our challenge, of course. Kind of the point. So, there we go. Good stuff. Okay, well, I hope to see some guests coming up over here. The only unfortunate thing is, like, the access to the station isn't as easy, because you have to do a fair bit of a roundabout. The option for that is to, of course, rework the entire section up over here. What I could do, though, actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if I'm able to... Come on, what? Lose my mind here. There we go. Can we pull this over this way? Drop down slowly but surely. Thought I saw it blue for a second. Okay. No, go this way. Go this way. Not that way. Why are you insisting on going that way? Weird. Why is it so jammed over here? Come on. Why are you stuck here? That's so weird. Yeah, it's actually not letting me place wherever I want to, like holding down control to do it and everything. Half. There we go. Very strange. Nah, these guys are... We're not able to go underneath these tracks. It'd be pretty cool if you could go underneath these tracks and join the path over here. Oh, look at that! No, guests are actually using this space. Cool. Very cool. That's good to see. Now you're burning up over here, of course. Might want to get a second floor to Darwin's Den up over here. But let's go ahead and get some cooling going on. Yeah, it's scorching over here. Make sure this is set to 20 degrees. Yeah, that should be good. Should cover a decent radius. Ooh, alright. Feel pretty good about that. Look at that. Yeah, it's a decent crowd. Decent crowd. Oh, bins. I was working on it. And I got interrupted by my own self. You animals. Look at that. One here, one there. Can't help themselves. Can't help themselves. And see, I would like to put the bins just on the outside. So no one's throwing trash inside the enclosure. Dangerous animals escaped. Hang on a second. Oh, but not actually, though. But not actually. Edit barrier. Where is my glass barrier? There you are. I believe I need to do what? I need to go ahead and highlight all of you and uncheck habitat perimeter. That, I think, will do the trick. You as well. There we go. Quick check with one of our gorillas. There you are. Make sure that you're not able to... Yeah, that doesn't count as an escape or anything anymore. Alright, good. Good stuff, good stuff. Temporary as it was. Alright, neat. Oh, man. Everything's working. Yeah, guests are going both ways up over here, so that's good to see as well. And let's not... I mean, just because... Stuff drives me wild. Zoo. Staff. Low workload in Africa West. Really, Alexander Sheffield. Got a low workload. Now we're just wandering around. Get you up over here, buddy. Are you going to come through here, leave the exhibit, and then come back in through the actual gate? Very curious. Very curious. We also have another ring-tailed lemur in the in quarantine that's ready to go, I think. Slowest run ever. You're legitimately going to go through the enclosure, loop back around, and come through your gate, aren't you? Oh my god. Where are you going? Where you going, buddy? I believe in you. I believe in miracles. That's ridiculous. That's goofy. That is goofy. Alright, I get it, though. Right, like, I don't blame the game. It makes perfect sense. It's not easy to code for this kind of behavior from a player, right? Like, I'm the one who's ridiculous, so that's, like, I should be fair there, right? I'm the one being ridiculous. I would get here. A little spot to sit if necessary. Yeah, these guys are coming through, having a good time. You guys dropping donations if you're having such a good time? Good. Excellent. Now, you. Tiana. Go ahead and move you over to your new home. Ring-tailed lemurs. Habitat 27. Feel free to drop your name suggestions as always. No, 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 close, close, close. Not the time to miss my clicks. Okay, we good. Alright, what's going on over here? Who's this inbreeder? Who is it? Who is it? Minjara here. Oh, poor guy. Well, who can you populate with? Marley, Erica. I mean, the obvious solution is to remove Minjara and get a new male in, but like, we just got him. We just got him. You guys are all gold ranked. That's impressive too. These are good stats, except for Carrie over here has some lower stats, but overall these are good stats. Minjara. You have options here. There's just 2 that you can't breed with. Come on now. I think I've got them both, right, between previously and this one. Good stuff. Whoa, there we go. A bit of a frame rate drop over there. We're good, though. Man. Pretty... Oh. Have we not had any babies? Oh, they kind of do this, like, nuzzling thing. Oh, that was cute. Ostrich do Feb of 2 years from now. That's not a baby, that's a turd. They've... Oh, no. There's been a fair bit of breeding going on. It's a lot of failed conceptions, actually. Oh, okay. Making progress, hopefully, at least. Cool. It also makes me very happy to see guests using both sides of the tracks. In fact, I do want to check. Financially, this has not been profitable yet. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. Maybe I need to up the price. Or maybe I need to lower the price. Finding that sweet balance, right? What about these guys? Are these guys suitably busy? I imagine they have been. The appeal of the nature and construction items around this facility. It's barren, but it's got all the stuff near it, so people don't mind it. I wonder, actually, if I can't kind of integrate this into our structures over here. Not in a way that I would... Yeah. Guys running for... well, we can use the mud structure stuff, and I'll find a way to... I'm probably part of the beauty pass. We'll make it all integrate nicely. All right, what else has got to be done over here? I want to get some more research centers established, right? It's a constant problem. We add multiple animals at a time. Do we just add another one in this central area over here? Viable option. It's not like you have to go very far for more research. It's not like we have vets that need to travel for... I mean, okay, they do need to travel for research. They need to go to the animal's spot. They need to look at it, take notes, come back. Fair. But, like, that's pretty centralized. You know, if I put a research area down over here, then if the vets who are over here are researching the animals that are over here, right, like, at least this is central. Might just put another one down. I've seen that warning so often. Solve that problem once and for all here. You, I believe, are the... No, your vet surgery. The staff room. Quarantine. Workshop, keeper hut. Where? You? Trade center. There we go. Research center, small. I dig a hole and put another one over there. Put a light on here. See what's going on? Can I push this back even? Yes, I can. Alright, cool. Flatten to foundation, please. Yeah, good stuff. Get you, flip you around. Good stuff. Now let's go ahead and get the construction. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's just the window. I believe it is sandstone. Yeah. Brick walls. Use the one. Well, actually, I could just snap right. Oh, let me Well, let me group up to this. Group. Come on. Weird. Very weird, but it worked in the end. That's what matters. Look over here. A jaguar about to mature. More trading required soon. Not going to do a massive trade center. Trade session, sorry, like I said. Next trade session is going to be a normal one. There we go. Proper kangaroo mating. Good stuff. Ah. Australian animals mating, huh? Give me. Well, I mean, I'm feeling pretty comfortable about how things are rolling. Trying to figure out the next big thing I need to do. Animals are fine. How's our bear's taper doing, actually? Because we have the reward tape here. Like we said, Etsy is, yeah, she's got years left in her. She's really good genetically as well. I got time there. The giant anteaters, I thought I saw one matured, which would mean we are over our limit, right? Yep. Isabella, I assume. Chilling over here right now. What are your stats like? They're okay. Go ahead and send her to the trade center. And why not? Right off the bat here. Animal storage. God, we got a lot of jaguars as well, don't we? Simba, that's an alternative father. Isabella. I'm gonna go ahead and say 500. Let's try it. Not gold or anything. Let's try it. Ronowak, you are set for trade. Really good stats, actually. Social group, you're not liking. What's wrong? Too many adults in here, really. Too many adults in here. All three of you. The trade center. Yep. Mom and dad are still young enough to have more. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and actually I should have checked before I went ahead and did that trade history. Yeah, we are at 23,547. Just keep a track of our trades. Do you want to check again what jaguars go for? Come on. Okay, and let's check over here. The jaguar. I'll just solve them right now. The other thing, if I stay on top of this like this, then we don't have to do long sit-down trade sessions, you know, from time to time. Really? Sub 1,000? Wow. Nature's way. Is this all one? Nope. Animal Planet. And 160. I feel like we can go for like 1,000 or so. Like we've got good stats on these animals. I feel like 1,000 is not unreasonable. Look at that. Look at that 100. That's a little unfortunate, but look at that 100. Go ahead and trade you for 1,000. Oh, I could go higher than that, actually. Chamali over here. Oh my god. For sure going for a lot higher. Such good stats. You know, actually, Chamali has better stats than Chippewa here. Only marginally. Only marginally, but still. We'll stick to our original plan. Trade you for a decent sum. These are really good stats, man. These are no joke. Tonowak. Trade you as well. Right, 1250. Go for it. Why not? I wish it would tell you the trade price that you set for them. So if you decide to cancel, you have all the information you need if you want to cancel it. I don't see the price listed anywhere. Be a good way to, like, make it easier to make those judgment calls. Like, oh, you know, I underpriced or overpriced or what have you. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. I believe that's all we need to concern ourselves with right now. The kangaroos are okay. Actually, you know what? The koalas. What's going on with the koalas? Over at Koala Canberra. Madison, Benjamin, no, not getting to work, just napping all day. Listen, I understand, I do. I think I need to get another female koala in here. Let's see. Yeah, 1 male, 3 females. Let's go ahead and get another one. Oh hey, I think we made a trade. Yeah, Isabella got traded out. Good stuff. Back to the animal market here. You guys need to go ahead and into the trade center. I bet that's cleanliness is an issue. It'll be cleaned up soon enough. And we're looking for a koala. Where is K for koala? Forgot the alphabet there for a second. I didn't actually, but I was just like distracted by the notification. No, we need a female. Frankie. Got 2 Frankies here, but frankly, neither of them are really worth the price tag. These are, I mean, I guess they don't have good stats, really. They don't often have good stats. Fine, we'll take this Frankie over here. Move you to quarantine real quick. Need babies. Need baby koalas. I haven't had one in a very long time. Not this set, not the previous set. Low welfare over here. Again, I'm assuming it's cleanliness. Yeah, let's call the keeper just in case. Got research being completed. Good stuff. Again, it's all going to be just education-related things. Because we've already unlocked most of all their toys and stuff. Which is really unfortunate. I would like to see more variety there. I just... Feels like, you know, once you've researched the monkeys of one sort or another, you've got all their toys and food enrichment unlocked as well. What are we looking at here? Oh, it's only February. Wish I'd checked sooner. Were you climbing the bench? What were you doing there, buddy? What are you up to? Having a good time, hopefully. These guys still in here as well? Oh, they're taking a little nap. They're so cute. They're so cute. Little ear wiggles. What you dreaming about? I wish we could read animals' minds. I have a pet rabbit, which many of you know already, but she's so clever and so mischievous, and she understands a lot of like simple commands. She can tell when it's like time to go to bed and whatnot, or like when we're getting ready for bed, or when she's likely to get a treat. And I often wonder, I was like, well, what's going on in your head? What are you thinking? How do you know? They're obviously intelligent, right? Like, yeah, sure, but like, what are the words that are going through your mind? You know, I wonder that about animals. Maybe more often than is healthy. But folks, something I don't have to wonder about is if it's time to call it a session. Because it is. Oh, we've hit that hour mark that I like to keep these at. I feel like today was a pretty successful one. We tackled a couple of issues. A little bit of management took care of our kangaroos. They shouldn't be inbreeding anytime soon. We've got our anteater trade going down as well, so that was good. We have a couple other animals up for trades too. The maturing jaguars. Feeling pretty good about today's session. Feeling pretty good about where the enclosure over here sits as well. I guess the next step, yeah, I'm thinking next session we complete this. What I could do is I could continue the rooftop garden. Oh yes, I would love to do that actually, is make this a part of the rooftop garden as well. Then we have this really nice green hot spot over here, and the green and kind of orange red works really nicely together as like color contrast and whatnot. I will be recoloring these trains as well, by the way. I got an excellent color palette suggestion, so I will be doing that soon as well, I hope. And that'll fit in nicely in this space as well. But that's one thing for next session, is we kind of do like a whole beauty pass. We get the elevator, we do a beauty pass over here, and I believe we'll have enough time to either do more work at Darwin's Den, or could it be time to end this nonsense? Folks, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know everything, a like and a comment down below. As always, it makes a very big difference in how I approach content on the channel, what I do more or less of, and how I go about doing it. How are people losing their balloons like this? Like, what is this? Come on. Oh, look at all these balloons. There's like 3 balloons up in the air over here. 4 balloons up in the air over here. I'm just looking in one direction. Anyway, let me know. Leave a like, leave a comment. Excuse me, losing my voice. Leave a like, leave a comment. As always, makes a big difference. Like I say, again, I apologize that I wasn't able to read the comments of the previous session in my second loop before I started this one, but I will be looking through them. If you feel like you've said something that you want to make sure I don't miss, feel free to leave that same comment down below again. But I will be reading through the previous episode's comments after this one releases, or at least is done recording. Folks, as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time. Cheers.